Hey, what's up? It's DJABK. I'm here to crack this puzzle for Project A, or maybe Valorant. I'm not really sure what it's going to be, but from me to you, there's a puzzle that was released supposedly from Riot Games, and I think I might have cracked it. So you'll see right on the screen right now, is the puzzle itself. And when you look at it, you'll be confused. You might not understand what to do. After I started connecting all the dots, I realized at that point in time I was wasting my time. There was no, at least I didn't think there was an image coming out of it. Then what I started doing was I looked around and I saw a bunch of numbers. I saw a 34, a 2, and another 34. And I couldn't really figure out what that meant. But so then I kind of just left those alone. And then I saw a bunch of other letters that, but when you zoom in on these letters, you can't see anything. Like when you zoom in on them, it just becomes more blurry per se, the bigger it gets. So from there, I just took the information that I had. So when you critical think and problem solve, you got to take the information that you've had in front of you and then make a problem out of it. So what I saw is this O2 dot. And then above it, I saw lines. To me, that made me think division. It made me just think of a normal division problem. So what I did at first was I started taking the image and transposing it onto constellations in the sky, literally trying to line it up in space to see if I could find a constellation that would line up with like a date per se, or like or anything like that, if that was a hint, because I just went that far into it. And I didn't line up anything. There was no stars. These weren't stars. This wasn't space or anything like that. So then what I did was counted all the dots because I just saw these dots. So I just started counting all of them. So there's 70 dots. So then I put the 70 on top of the only math problem that there was the 70 on top of the O2 dot, which turns into 35. Then what I looked at is all these small squares and a big square. I saw the small squares and I said, well, you got to add them up to make the big square, right? So I added them all up. There's 10 and there's a big square there. It just looks like a mathematic problem to put the squares where the square is. So that's 10. And I took the first equation, which was 35, the answer of 35, and put it where the squares were. So you take that 10 divided by 35 or 35 divided by 10, and you come up 3.5. That to me means March 5th, 2020, we're going to have some type of information or some type of beta or something. I don't know what it's going to be yet. Obviously, we know March 2nd is a big day, and I don't know if this puzzle actually means anything or if it's from Riot Games, but if it is, be looking out. Also, if you do take the numbers that you see on there, taking the same equation that I just gave you, meaning the 34 and the 34 that you see, and you add those together, if you take 34, and that'd be 68. And if you divide that 68 by 2, that'd be 34, obviously. And then you take the same thing, 10 divided by 34, and you get 3.4. So maybe potentially there's a closed beta or open beta for a few days that allows everybody to test the game, allows everybody to swarm in so they can test. Maybe that's a possibility here. I'm not really sure. I'm not convinced on anything. But that's just kind of the rundown of what I did here. And if you need any help or, actually, if you need anything, any of the puzzles broken, please come back to DJABK and let me know about it, and I'll try to crack it for you guys. In the meantime, welcome to DJABK's world. I appreciate you guys stopping in. Thank you very much. Bye.